What's up, crew? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about a few things. First of all, my favorite controller for PC gaming has always traditionally been the Xbox controller. Going back to the 360 days, I love offset joysticks. I love the button layout. I love the features. I love the connectivity. And so that's just always been my go-to. But I'm lucky enough to have been sent both the Gamesir G7 Pro and the 8BitDo Ultimate 2 wireless controller. And so I'm going to do a head-to-head on these to see if they can take the crown from the first party Xbox controller that I know and love. What's surprising is that these controllers are very, very similar, but there are some key differences that may influence your decision when purchasing a new controller, specifically for PC gaming. And so that's what we're going to focus on. So stay tuned and we'll get into what makes both these controllers great and what differences may sway your opinion one way or the other. I'm Tynology. Today we're talking about third-party controllers that focus on PC gaming, specifically the Gamesir G7 Pro and the 8BitDo Ultimate 2 wireless. I'm not going to bury the lead. Both these controllers are great and both worth your money, but I'm trying to see if they can top my all-time favorite controller, the Xbox Series controller. First off, let's talk about the things that are the same with these two third-party controllers. Both of them come with these really cool charging stands. They both connect through USB-C, have rechargeable batteries inside, use pogo pins to connect, and they both use the 2.4 gigahertz dongle that you can attach into the stand, plug it into your computer, and then it relays that wireless signal to your controller. Great system. I love it. I love that I can just leave the stand on my desk, pick up the controller, automatically pairs. Both these have that. It's a great system. Don't change it. Secondly, they both have the same number of buttons. So we got the normal face buttons, D-pad, 2 back buttons, and 2 additional shoulder buttons that are micro switches. The other thing is they both have TMR joysticks, so no drift. It's kind of like the more updated version of Hall Effect. So they do use magnets, super high quality, and they both have Hall Effect triggers, and they both have the ability to hair trigger with switches on the back. Good for first-person shooters and stuff like that. Also, both have software where you can program individual profiles, which both these have an easy way to switch between each profile on the fly. You can adjust dead zones, you can adjust sensitivity, you can adjust the triggers. The 8BitDo can even program macros. Both software platforms are fantastic. I don't have any strong preferences towards one or the other. They both just work and they both have extremely fine tuning of your controller. And they both obviously connect to PC and Android. The Android connection is through Bluetooth. They also have a 1000 hertz polling rate, so super responsive. I couldn't tell the difference between input latency between the two. Two other things that are similar about these two controllers: neither of them work with the Switch or the Switch 2. If you're looking for that, 8BitDo has like 14 other controllers that do, so look elsewhere. There's also a Bluetooth model of this that works with the Switch and the Switch 2, and I think there's a new model coming out that does all of it. 8BitDo, chill with all the models you're releasing that have slightly different features and connectivity. It's confusing. They're also both very comfortable, very similar shaped, and so if that's all that matters, you know, it's a toss-up. But let's talk a little bit about what makes these two controllers different. Let's start with the Gamesir G7 Pro. You'll notice it has a very, very similar shape to the first-party Xbox controller. They both have the legs angled out a little bit more. With the G7, the first thing that you'll see is that the faceplate and the plates on the legs are magnetically attached. There was another controller that gets a lot of hate that had this. It's the Ouya controller. I kind of love the way this looks. Theoretically, you can swap these for different faceplates. There's none available right now, but man, you can see the build quality is fantastic. You also get 3 total D-pad options. There's a cross, there's a circular one, and then there's this kind of hybrid where it has the D-pad, but it's still in the circular pattern. You can still feel the cardinal coordinates. It's easy to pop out. The other thing with the D-pad is they are micro switches, so they are clicky. clicky, clicky, clicky. Same with the R5 and L5. The other thing that is different is that you can use the Gamesir G7 wired into an Xbox console. Gamesir has said that they are coming out with a wireless Xbox compatible version of this controller. It's going to be expensive because they all are. The other cool thing is that because you may want to use this wired, is that it does have this little piece that can slide into the top, and then your controller cable gets a little bit added support instead of just being hinged on the port itself, which is nice. But I kind of wish they would have built this into it if that was their intention, because I don't love the look of the grooves on top. It also leaves room for other accessories, like since this works with Android, maybe a mount for a phone. I mean, you could probably 3D print one. And then the other thing is, because you have all these little pieces, there's nowhere really to put them, and so they're just gonna float around. And so I'm sure I will lose the spare D-pads. I'll probably find them a year later under a cabinet with my keycap removal tool that I lost 6 months ago. You can fit this little piece in the dock, which is nice. The other nice thing about the G7 Pro that the 8BitDo cannot do is that you can program your back buttons and your third shoulder buttons directly from the controller. You hold the M and the button you want to program, and then you can map it to any other button. So this is good if you want to not use your face buttons. The other thing that the G7 has is you can lock out the back buttons so that you don't accidentally push them. And that's big because I don't personally use back buttons. Maybe I will in the future, but let's move on to the 8BitDo Pro 2 wireless. First thing you'll see when I turn it on is it has RGB, and this is programmable through the app. It lights up as soon as you take it out of the dock. The other thing, the D-pad on the 8BitDo is more traditional. It's membrane. It's still pretty clicky for a membrane D-pad. You get good response out of it, but you're not gonna be able to swap this out for anything else. The faceplate doesn't come off. Besides the RGB, there's not a whole lot different about this. It's very similar to the Xbox, a little bit narrower in shape, and you have the back buttons and the shoulder buttons. The one thing that's kind of a bummer is you do have to program them in the Ultimate 2 software. If you're trying to switch key mappings on the fly, it may be a little bit more of a pain. The other thing that the 8BitDo controller has going for it is it's cheaper. It's about $60. Sometimes you get it for a little bit less, whereas the Gamesir retails for $80. I'll have links down below for a bunch of different places you can get both of these, along with some deals. Specifically on the 8BitDo, I can find some deals on that. Any purchase you make helps the channel. The other thing is the Gamesir does also have rumble inside the triggers along with the base, similar to the Xbox controller. The 8BitDo is just high quality linear rumble, but it doesn't have two sets of them like the Gamesir does. It kind of comes down to personal preference. I love both of these controllers. They both are right there with the first party Xbox, and in some ways have way more features. The other thing is the 8BitDo controller, it's all plastic, it's textured plastic, whereas the Gamesir on the front is textured plastic, but the back is rubber. Coming down to it, it's really up to your personal choice. The face buttons are also micro switch, so they're very clicky too. This is not a quiet controller. Clicky, 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 clicky. Whereas with the 8BitDo, it's more traditional D-pad membrane, face buttons, still very responsive, firm, solid confirmation presses, but not that micro switch thing. So it's your preference. I'm not going to judge. Let me know what you're going to pick up, or if it's something else entirely different. I still think that the Xbox wins in terms of design. I love the designs of first party Xbox controllers so much that I was mad that Razer didn't make a charging stand for the Ghost Cipher, and so I 3D printed my own. It came out pretty good. So what are you gonna get? Do you prefer the clickiness of the Gamesir or the RGB of the 8BitDo? Both great options. Again, thank you for watching. I have so many controllers that got sent to me, so sorry if there's a few controller videos coming up. If that's not your thing, don't unsubscribe. Anyway, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'll see you soon. If you liked it, subscribe, like it, leave a comment. Let me know what your preference is for PC gaming, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.